What's up, you guys? Steven with Magic Metal Money back again. We're talking Secret Lairs, right? So Secret Lair, love it, hate it. It's not going away anytime soon. Everyone's voted with their dollars. People want to go up and say they hate Secret Lair, but at the end of the day, people are buying them. It's easy money for Wizards. From a business standpoint, if you take the game out of it, for WotC, Wizards of the Coast, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, they can tap into that secondary market without acknowledging the secondary market, because they can't, and then they can say, hey, we want some of that money. But it's cool that they're doing it with like a premium product that you don't have to get. It's not required, well, except for the freaking Walking Dead one with some broken card that's like needed in a legacy deck. You can only whatever. That aside, for the most part, these are just reprints, right? They're alternate arts. They're fun. They're exciting. People like them, and you know, it makes sense from a business standpoint to say, hey, this is a way we can tap into that secondary market value without cannibalizing our own secondary market, because they got to keep it alive. Again, even if they can't acknowledge a secondary market, it's good for them to have a secondary market. That's part of their business model. That's part of the reason they can charge the prices they charge for their products at initial release. Is because people know, hey, when I buy some Magic cards, they're not going to go to zero. I'm not going to go spend $100 and have 10 cents when I'm done with it. You know, when I'm done playing with the cards. You might lose some money, and sometimes they'll go up and down in price over time, whatever. But with those unopened, with those open single cards. But at the end of the day, it gives buyers confidence to say, hey, I can buy this and later I can sell it. Especially people who are just like, hey, this is fun money, this is my hobby money. At the end of the day, if I get in a pinch, I'm going to sell my Magic cards because I need to put gas in my in my car to go to work or whatever, right? They need to repair their car. Hopefully you have cash set aside. You don't have to sell off things, but it's nice knowing. It's consumer confidence knowing that you can sell things. So that's the benefit of that secondary market, along with marketing purposes and other things like that, right? Companies do love having a secondary market. Even if they give up some value and they can't capture all that, it's good for them, right? So let's just knock that out of the way. A secondary market is good for you as a company. It doesn't mean that you're losing out all your money and that you're losing everything, and that all that secondary people and other people who are just, parasites latch on to your company and your IP and what you created as a company, and they're profiting from it. Yes, that is true, but not all the way, right? You can't say that everything that the secondary market makes would funnel to the company. There's a lot of reasons why you can't do that, but I'm going off too much on a tangent. That'll be something for another video, I guess, talking about the secondary market and the pros and cons to it existing for a business. But as far as Secret Lairs go, they're here to stay. That's very obvious. The first one they did, they basically, what was it? Was it Bitter Blossom? Was that the first one they did? Where they just literally looked up the price of Bitter Blossom and said, all right, we'll sell it for that much. Right? It was like $30 for a Bitter Blossom, or $28. Secret Lair with 4 tokens and alternate art, $30. All right, it's like $2 more than the other version. I'll just get the new fancy fun one and foil tokens or whatever. So, they started off just blatantly doing that, and then they've made some that, the same versions of those cards, the normal versions, you can go buy on the market now for $20, and the premium version is $30 or $40. They vary in price. Then you look at it and you're like, okay, well, now you're clearly paying a premium for, the different art, the different experience, and those Secret Lairs, they do come with, a randomized card, right? Those stained glass planeswalkers are in there. So there is some still randomized opportunity for a bonus card in there that you don't know what it's going to get. But overall, the reason they're doing that, the fact of the matter is you start to see, whoa, now this isn't just, hey, buy an alternate art directly from WotC, and they're skipping their entire distribution channel and going straight to market, not going to distributors and then to your local game stores and then to the customers. They're saying cut out both those middlemen. We're selling straight to the customers, the game players. They're skipping all that. But now you see with the different prices, they're saying, okay, these prices, yes, you can go out and buy all these same 5 cards for $20, or you can pay a premium to get this cool version of it. So you start to see, okay, well, maybe not everyone was in that one, and then the secondary market goes crazy, and this is, the way it works is just these flash sales, these 24-hour sales to say, hey, come buy it. You have 24 hours, and if you forget, you lose out. We're never doing it again. We'll see. I mean, I don't know if they've ever actually strictly promised, like reserve list style, hey, we're never going to print this ever again and this artwork. But it seems like that's the idea. That's definitely the image they want to portray, that it's a one-time only thing. And hopefully they stay true to that. Because, they've seen there's an endless number of cards. They've done, you can just keep doing basic lands. I mean, that new Bob Ross basic land set, the Godzilla basic land set they did, that one, I mean, they're basic lands. They're free. You can literally get basic lands for free, for 5 cents. Or for 10 cards, you can go and pay $30, right? They have plenty of opportunities, so hopefully they don't ever reuse and recycle this art. But the whole idea is that, hey, in those 24 hours, we're going to sell the product. But it's not, hey, we printed 50,000 of these, and the first 50,000 people to buy them up. It's print to demand. They literally say, all right, open up the sale for 24 hours. We're going to collect all your money, and we're going to collect all the orders. All right, we sold 100,000 of them. We're going to print 105,000, 110,000, whatever they do have to do to have that extra cushion just in case things go wrong, so they don't have to go back and sell more, right? They hedge themselves. But they're going to go print all those. Takes 3 months, 6 months, whatever it takes, and they ship them, and that's it, right? They don't have to do any guesswork. They don't have to do any financial forecasting. They literally just say, hey, how many of you guys want these? All right, buy them up, and we'll ship them to you eventually. We'll print them and then ship them, which is why it takes so long. But now, the Secretversary, right? Whatever they freaking call it. It's a horrible name. The Secret Lair Anniversary. It's a year since they did the first one, I guess, and so they launched a whole bunch of them. Well, today's the last day, right? Today's the 14th, so either yesterday was the last day and this video is totally irrelevant, or today's the last day. I'm pretty sure it's today, and this video should go live in the morning. I'm filming this obviously ahead of time. This one's been open for 2 weeks, so already this is a fundamentally different product than any other Secret Lair. And since Secret Lairs are only a year old, obviously, is this an investable product? Don't know. We really don't know. There's no way to know. They've never done anything like this. All right, I'm back. Had some camera issues. We don't know. There's not enough data to know if Secret Lair can be an investable product. But this Secretversary is a fundamentally different product because it's open for 2 weeks, right? The old ones, they were a 24-hour flash sale. They had that FOMO going for it, but realistically, a lot of people would forget in 24 hours. So yes, everyone who wants it can go buy it. It's not like this is something that just sells out immediately and hey, we printed 10,000 and they all sold out. It's not like that. They literally just, there's plenty of time. Anyone who wants one can get one. But a 24-hour flash sale, people forget, right? Easily. People forget. Even if you set an alarm, you're still like, oh yeah, right. You turn your alarm off, you're doing something else, you forget. A 2-week sale, no one's forgetting. Now, people might procrastinate, because 2 weeks is such a long time that the day comes up. I mean, I bought these 2 weeks ago and the sale is still open. Like, for a Secret Lair, that is bizarre. But, the day comes up, the sale's available, you're like, all right, I'll buy this. I'll do it tomorrow. You know what, I'll do it next week. All right, okay, it's been a week. Well, there's still another week. I'll do it tomorrow. And then before you know it, shoot, now it's the 15th and the 2 weeks went by and now no one, I didn't buy it. But the percentage of people and the number of people who want to buy these Secretversaries in a 2-week period that procrastinate is going to be a smaller percentage of people who don't buy it in a 24-hour flash sale. So, that's going to be a different bear already. So everyone who wants these products, they got them. They bought them. So if you're looking for this to be an investable, I would say I'd be shocked if we see any movements on most of these within 2 years, honestly. Maybe 5-10%, but I mean, if you want real returns, if you're hoping that you double your money, it's not going to move. Again, I'd be shocked if any of these from the Secretversary specifically, maybe one of them, has a spike, but for the most part, I think these are not going to do much movement for 2 years. So you better be willing to sit and put these on the shelf and put them in your Excel spreadsheet and forget about them, and they're gone because they're not going to do anything because there's just too much time. Everyone who wants one can go buy them for the price directly from WotC. Now, one thing that's really interesting about the Secretversary is to say, hey, which one of these are going to go up? Because some of them will eventually. Eventually, even if there's so many of these printed, at some point, now I don't know if they're going to go up a lot, if they're going to go up a little, if they're just going to stay flat and you essentially lose money because it's the same price, or you lose $1 or 5% or whatever, and they're not going to do much, but eventually, probably some of them will move up. Now, is it going to be the metal ones, with Dreadbore and Assassin's Trophy that's just freaking sick? I mean, Magic Metal Money, why'd I buy those cards? Because yes, I played Dreadbore and Assassin's Trophy in my Jund deck, but also, those cards are just awesome. Are you kidding me? They are sick. They look like metal bands. I mean, it's awesome. So, are those the ones that are going to go up? Or is it going to be the bag of rocks or the box of rocks where it's like, hey, no one wants this box of rocks because, yes, the premium art is cool, but I can just go get these cards for like $20 instead of spending 30 or 40 for the alternate art, the foil version. You know, is it the squirrel one? I don't know which one's going to go up. Probably one of them will. Maybe it's the Bob Ross ones because those Bob Ross basic lands are beautiful. They're not full art, which I'm like, you're commissioning and you're like buying Bob Ross art from his legacy and whoever owns his art now and whoever owns his estate. Like you went to the Bob Ross estate and you bought these lands and you're not gonna make them full art. Whatever. I don't know why you go through that much effort and not making full art, but maybe it's because of the it is landscape. Literally, right? It's wider than it is tall, and Magic cards aren't. So maybe that's why. I don't know, but they're still beautiful. So maybe those ones go up. If you look at the past Secret Lairs, the ones that have gone up dramatically are not the ones that everyone guessed on surface level based on the cards. Like the Lightning Bolt one, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I love Lightning Bolt. I mean, personally, I'm all about the revised and unlimited editions. Those white borders, that original art. It's just Christopher Rush. It's beautiful. But it's just the most beautiful card, and the new ones are awesome. Like the one with the skull and the one with the bear getting struck by lightning. I mean, those are so sweet. They're really cool. But everyone knows that. Everyone knows how cool Lightning Bolt is, and they've done so many different premiums of them. They did the Grand Prix version. There's so many versions of Magic Bolt, of Lightning Bolt. That's like, are these ones going to go up? And maybe it's just the bear one. Or maybe it's just the Noah Bradley one since he's banned now for Magic or whatever. I mean, who knows? Maybe that's the only one that goes up. But everyone knew going into it, hey, this is premium, foil, beautiful Lightning Bolts. Everyone's going to buy these. So 1 million people bought them and the limit was like 15 or something or 20 or 30. So you could buy as many as you wanted. So everyone went in and bought them. So the supply is just so big and it's so out there that no one... everyone who bought one and bought two more to sit on. And so more were printed than people actually want. So it's going to take a long time to see any movement in those if we do see any. Maybe we don't. But then like the Kittens one, it's a bunch of crappy cards. I don't even know what the cards are. Half of them I never heard of. But no one bought those. And so that one has skyrocketed and it's like $60 instead of 30. So you can double your money at that point. So... And that was over like instantly, like overnight, double your money. Not you sat on it for a year. So because of the supply demand curve, which is so unique, because the supply is not forecasted, it's not guessed, or the demand rather. It's like, hey, this is literally, we got the number of orders, we printed that many, and we shipped them out the door. It's a different ballgame, right? Secret Lair is different, and then Secretversary, because there's such a long period of time to buy these, there's not going to be the same opportunity that you've seen in past Secret Lairs. So even though you've seen other Secret Lairs, you say, hey, no, we don't have long-term data on these, but we have, there's been 30 Secret Lairs or something, and we have a year's worth of data, and you start to see things. This is different. The fact that it's a 2-week sale and a 24-hour sale, if you ignore that, you're not doing your due diligence. You're comparing apples to oranges at that point. You might think they're Secret Lairs, they're all the same, but the rules change. And that's the type of attention to detail you got to have if you're willing to park your money in this and sit on it for 5 years and hope that you can get a return. This is the part of the video that you all probably clicked on for. This is the part to say, hey, is this investable? And the reality is maybe, right? Of course, I don't know. It could go up. But if you think it is, and you personally think so, what makes this interesting is the bundles. Right? Instead of buying like just I'm all in on the metal ones, and I bought 10 copies of the metal ones, or I bought 10 copies of the squirrel one, or 10 copies of the Bob Ross one. You can just diversify, and then even within those, it's like, hey, which ones do you want, foil or regular? Because those foils curl like Pringles, they're terrible. Or do you want to go with regular to not have to worry about that? You don't know. So there's a lot of options. There's like 10 different options or 8 different options, I think, right? There's like 5 different ones, and one is just foil, one is just regular, and the rest ones are double, premium and regular. So I think there's 10 different options. Which one do you get? You can get all of them in those bundles and reduce your cost by like a significant amount. By what? 17%? A couple of them. There's 3 bundles. And one of them is named the Bundle, which is the stupidest name, but it's all of them. It's all 10 options, whatever. And that's where one of the bundles is only like 12% off, and then the other ones are 17 roughly. So that's a big difference. Reducing your cost basis by 70%. You make money when you buy, not when you sell. That's what we're talking about. Reducing your cost basis there. That's a big opportunity. That's big game. So if you think this is something you want to do, the bundles are really appealing because it automatically makes you diversify within this small. We're talking about investments. We're already in a tiny niche, right? You have your general investments, you have your collectibles, you have Magic, you have Secret Lair, and then you have the Secret Lair Secretversary. Well, there's still room even within that to diversify because, again, is it going to be the bag of rocks, the Bob Ross, the paintings? Which one's going to go up, if any? Right? Maybe these all just do nothing for 10 years, right? Who knows? That's very, very possible with this different business model. That is completely possible, especially because it's such a low price point, and so people who don't necessarily have thousands of dollars to invest can still hey, I bought 3 instead of 1. That's where there could be so many of these out there. We don't know how many are getting printed, how many orders are going through, and there could just be so many that these will never move. That is very possible. The supply could just be through the roof because everyone who thinks they want to invest in Magic, this is how they do it. They just bought some Secret Lairs. So that's possible. But if any of them go up, we don't know which ones it'll be, so why not buy the bundle that gets you all the products? You get foil, you get non-foil, you get the different ones, you get the metal, you get the Bob Ross, you get the bag of rocks, so you get them all. Which one am I forgetting? There's one. Oh, the Seb McKinnon. Are you kidding me? That's Seb McKinnon Swamp? Okay, forget the Damnation, which is already like a $40 card, so you automatically are just okay, I'm just going to buy the Seb McKinnon one. If I need a Damnation, just buy Seb McKinnon. And now you have the Sword of Temptation and that Swamp. That is a $10 swamp. I mean, that is gorgeous. It is beautiful. I love it. I'm excited to put it in my Jund deck. I can't wait to use it. That one is for me. And yeah, Damnation hasn't been in my sideboard for 2 years, and it might never go back in because there's been different cards. But that Seb McKinnon art is something else. Whew. Anyway, we don't know which one will go out, so buying the bundle reduces your cost basis. It automatically lets you diversify, and then obviously, you can get the cards on Moto. If you get the digital product, if you're willing to give them the money immediately, right? So they won't charge your credit card until the closer to the release date, until it's actually printed and ready to ship, unless you opt in to do that. And then you give them the 6-month free loan that they just get, but you give them the cash early on. But if you do that, you get your digital products fast and you get it immediately. So then you can get your download codes. You can sell those codes, right, and then reduce your cost basis by another percent or two. So you can get these at $20 or 20% below face value. So that covers your base. If these just stay at face value for 3 years, then 5 years, and they're still the same price that they were that we could buy them at now. If you bought the bundle, you saved 20% and you sold your digital product. So now, if you sell at the initial MSRP, that initial price point that it's still at 3 years later, we're talking, this is 2023. And you're all right, these Secret Lairs, the Secretversary, no one did anything. They never did anything. Way too many people bought them. I'm just going to get out now. Well, you're not going to lose anything. Obviously, your money sat and it didn't do anything. But even if you have 20% selling costs, you're going to break even. And hopefully your selling costs are more like 12% or something like that, So you have the opportunity to break it. So if you think that Secret Lair is for you, you got to do the bundles just to get your cost basis down because it's so much cheaper. Not the one bundle that's 12%. Do the bundle, the other 2 bundles that are the full 17%. Sell the digital product. Get yourself a 20% cut on the price. That's going to go a long way. That's going to help you diversify, and we'll see. Maybe I do a follow-up video in 2025 and these things have tripled. And everyone who bought extra is celebrating because they had an opportunity to triple their money. Who knows? We'll see. Only time will tell. Thanks for tuning in.